strap your seatbelts on, because if you ever been through this, if you know anybody else who's been through this is going to disturb you. Brace yourselves.
What's up, you guys? We back with another highlight, and this time I am still covering, really it's Amoria. Kevin Wesley did a live where he highlighted her on a panel where she was speaking about Maine. Ooh. And I want you guys to pay attention to some of the things that she said, because it just don't make any sense to me. Something that she mentioned, and I don't know if it's included in this clip or not, but she speaks about how her platform is not about that, and to exposing people that have done things to children, where her page is about exposing abusers, manipulators, narcissists, and things like that. But wouldn't he be all of those things? And even though nobody is talking about it because we focused on the essay part with the little girl, he also has reports on him where him and his current wife or girlfriend came out where he was abusive to her, spitting in her face and things like that. So again, I'm trying to understand, how do you come out publicly and admit that you created false information or used information about someone else's domestic violence against someone and used it to pin it against the truth, but then say how you're not going to highlight this gentleman because he's your co-worker, y'all good because he was a supporter of Breonna, so we going to bypass his history and what he got going on because he cool. We cool. Picking and choosing, let me know.
I'm not intending to hurt you, bring you any pain, but you need to hear who this person is. She's a chameleon. She changes up like the wind. The other day, strongly on her platform, she was going to say hey to him. It was no problems. Watch how she switches up. And Amoria seems tough, but in the face of someone who really is standing off against her, you see she's not very, very brave at all. Let's continue. Just listen now.
Everyone is so bad. So it's this guy named Man. You so funny that we met on Facebook. He was a supporter of Breonna. That's how we met him or whatever, right? Anyway, he caught a charge, indecent exposure on a child. He did some funny stuff with a kid, right? 12 years ago, and he went before a judge or whatever, and they settled it out or whatever. So anyway, because he supported Bree, he was like one of the only guys out here speaking for Bree. We all kind of befriended each other before we even knew anything about him, right? Then we found out about it. It was like, whoa, but we didn't toss him to the curb or nothing like that. And I never exposed him on my panel because he exposed himself. He came out with his own story. He literally talked about Neo, the man that came out and talked about his case about 25 times on his own panel, probably more than 25 to be honest with you.
I just realized Kevin told me this shit when we first. I remember this story.
And so
I told him I advocate for women, and then he wanted me to start making videos. And I said, I don't know this dude. This dude is not. And I literally told Kevin, if I'm not going to go after every person in the community that we know got a charge, but from my understanding, it's not a secret what happened with this dude.
It's not a secret at all. It's public. It's been out for like 3 or 4 years. It's been all over. All the social media sites know all about it. And so but it's funny that he told you to go after him, because he literally went in his chat yesterday and saying, I don't agree with them starting to making videos about you, about your past.
See how this is being made a lot about me? I never told her to go after him. I just let her know she was supporting someone that their channel was highly against. They said I was a pedo supporter because I did work with another brother who was friends with Polite at one point. At the time they said that, I said, well, you on the platform with Buddy, right? They act like they didn't hear me. But Neo's now reminding everybody that that I did tell them this over a year ago, and they still kept getting on the platforms, or at least Callie did. You understand? Knowingly, they got on these platforms. And Callie be like, I don't know who this man is, or just the other day he turned it into something. They knew because Neo's saying she knew. However, I didn't come at her and say, let's do videos about Maine. Why would I? She didn't come to me and say, let's do videos about him. At the time, Neo hated me. She still does. Why would she ask me, let's work together to bring down somebody else when you're making videos about me constantly? Why?
Because of that, they want to bring my channel down, right? So now they're doing this little thing where they're trying to go on. And they told me, they said, if you don't go on your panel and expose him as being a pedophile, we're going to send you to bigger platforms and tell everybody that you support a pedo. First of all, I don't support a pedo. I don't support a pedo. He exposed himself. He exposed himself. He went to court. He got his punishment. But I'm not going to bring it up on my page. I'm not going to talk about his case on my page. His case has been talked about on everybody named Mama page. I'm not doing it. I don't need to. That's not my storyline. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not. And he comes in my chat. He speak this, that, and the other, and I'm gonna speak back. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with him whatsoever. I judge him off of who he is today. I don't know what he was on or what the hell he was thinking 12 years.
What about who I am today? You don't even know me. You get up there with Cal and them talking about something they're lying about from 6 years ago, and you do this daily. And I ask you to stop and you won't. And if I come back at you tit for tat, then everyone says I'm wrong. But you're using all these excuses to exempt him.
I don't judge him about that. I judge him from what I know about him right now. You understand what I'm saying? If I felt like he would do something like that again, or if I even heard of him doing something like that, I would disconnect myself quickly. But I just don't think, we've all sinned, right? But I just don't think that just because somebody did something in their past, even though it was against a child, and I don't agree with a man touching a child or no woman touching no child either. I don't agree with that. However, I'm not going to drag him. And that's what they want me to do, drag him, and I'm not doing it.